Qantas plans to cut another 2,500 jobs. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, let's have a look at this ABC News article discussing Qantas cutting another 2,500 ground crew. Now, we all know from recent announcements from Qantas, they don't expect foreign or international travel to return to normal until the middle of next year. If even normalcy will return then. Now, if we jump over here, we can have a look at the Qantas share price. We can see they closed at 384. Let's jump out to 6 months to see what they were tracking at February. I'm going to have to go to years soon. This year's flying by, isn't it? It was at $5.72. The 52-week high is at $7.46. Their low was at $2.03. So they've nearly doubled from the low. The yield is 6.9%. Although I can't imagine that will return. Now let's just bring up a chart. I will bring up a chart looking at flights. This is Flight Tracker 24, and it has, there you go, all of these. I'll get rid of this this ad here. All of the flights around Australia at the moment. So you can see, it's not completely dead, but the number of larger aircraft isn't that many. Here we go. We've got Qantas, QFA, Brisbane to Perth. Is it going via Adelaide? You'd think so. Brisbane to Adelaide from Jetstar. And this is Nauru Airlines. Brisbane to not available. Okay. Interesting. The big money is in this flight here, the domestic flight. Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. That's the good one. That's the good one. Look at poor Northern Territory. What's going on? There we go. I knew it would have to load up. And here you've got Adelaide to Darwin. So you can see there's still some aeroplane activity around Australia. Have a look here. Look at all of this, everyone. This is all the flyers, the miners, all heading out from Perth to fly in, fly out. Fly in, fly out. Isn't that interesting to see? Isn't that interesting to see? What about international? It's looking pretty. We've got one here from Christmas Island. We've got one here from Dubai to Sydney. Where else? Not too many international flights, do you? From Honolulu to Sydney. From LAX to Sydney. And again from Honolulu, a FedEx cargo plane. I mean, the problem with this is you can just go nuts and spend a lot of time. Is this a weather balloon? Yes. Oh, they even have the weather balloons here. This is... Yeah. I have to be careful. I'll just spend all day looking at the different aeroplanes there, plane spotting on a radar. So let's have a look at this. Because another 2,500 job cuts is a big number for Qantas, and it's going to affect those people. The problem is, what would you rather? Would you rather be stood down and be in some weird limbo, or would you rather be fired so you can move ahead with your life? Because some businesses won't employ you if you've been stood down because there's a risk that you're going to jump back to your other job. So, Qantas plans to cut another 2,500 ground crew jobs on top of the 6,000 existing redundancies. Qantas has revealed plans to outsource ground handling at major Australian airports, including Sydney and Melbourne, as well as larger regional airports. The plans will likely cut almost 2,500 jobs across Qantas and its budget airline Jetstar on top of the 6,000 job cuts already announced in June this year. The roles include baggage handlers, tug drivers and cabin cleaners. Qantas said the work was already being outsourced in smaller airports around the country. It said it believed it could save $100 million a year by extending the arrangements to major airports. Qantas said it has not yet made a final decision on this aspect of its COVID recovery plan, and it's currently in discussions with affected workers and their unions. The major cost-cutting measures comes after Qantas last week reported a $2 billion annual loss and scrapped its dividend. So that 6.9% yield we were looking at before, well, doesn't exist anymore, does it? It's probably been cut in half. We'll have to see if it gets any dividend next year. Further significant losses are projected in the 2021 financial year, and an at least $10 billion drop in revenue due to the ongoing impact of the pandemic, Qantas said in a statement. So, breakdown of the job cuts. Over the next few months, Qantas will look to outsource its ground handling work at 10 airports, where the work is currently done in-house. Adelaide, Alice Springs, Brisbane, Cairns, Canberra, Darwin, Melbourne, Perth, Sydney and Townsville. This measure by itself is expected to result in 2,000 job losses, including management roles. Well, hopefully, it'll be picked up by other businesses that are taking this on. I've got family that work at the Brisbane airport that have been stood down, just sitting there waiting. Customer-facing team members at airports are not impacted or in scope for the reviews, Qantas added. Jetstar has already decided to outsource ground handling work at Adelaide, Avalon, Brisbane, Cairns, Melbourne and Sydney domestic airports, subject to union consultation. This measure is likely to cost 370 workers their jobs. Jetstar said it already outsources the work at 17 Australian airport terminals. Qantas said it was also looking to outsource 50 jobs connected to its bus service for customers and employees at Sydney Airport. So tough decisions are necessary for the airline's survival. Qantas's domestic chief executive, Andrew David, said the airline was grappling with the greatest challenge the aviation industry has ever faced, as the pandemic-related travel restrictions continue to bite. Airlines have to change how they operate to ensure they can survive long-term, he said. Today's announcement will be very tough for our hard-working teams, most of whom have already been stood down for months without work. This obviously adds to the uncertainty, but this is the unfortunate reality of what the COVID-19 has done to our industry. Jetstar's chief executive, Gareth Evans, echoed similar statements. We realise this decision will be extremely difficult news for our ground handling team and their families at what is already a very challenging time, he said. But unfortunately, this ongoing crisis means we have to make some really tough decisions which impact our team members who have provided a consistent and professional operation over many years. The Qantas CEO is urged to resign. Well, I think a lot of people have been urging for the Qantas CEO to resign for a long time. I don't think he's a popular man. The Transport Workers Union called for the Qantas chief executive, Alan Joyce, to step down and for Prime Minister Scott Morrison to intervene. Why doesn't the Transport Workers Union buy up the airline? Aren't they so good at running businesses? You know, aren't they the geniuses that know how to do it all better? No, that's, yeah. I'm just being mean there, aren't I? Qantas has taken millions in JobKeeper wage subsidies, more than any other company. Yes, and it's paid it to people, with the express intent of keeping people employed, and it has, up until now. They're not going to keep getting the JobKeeper subsidies when when they fire the people. There's more costs associated with holding onto staff than just JobKeeper, and the unions would have to know that. It's just political posturing. But now Alan Joyce wants to destroy thousands of livelihoods. This is a callous abuse of public money. The chief executive must resign. Well, no, it's not. They've still got jobs right now. That's what JobKeeper is for. It means they've got months of extra pay. People should be lucky. Future generations are going to have to pay that back. We're calling on the Prime Minister to intervene and call Qantas to account over its misuse of taxpayers' money. Coming from unions. There is no dividend for the public if a company like Qantas can sack thousands of workers after receiving such financial support. They still have a job now. That was the money. It's all gone. It's not a bailout. What would you rather? They just fire them all 6 months ago? I don't think your members would like that. This is the thing. The Prime Minister has failed today to implement a national plan on aviation. He must act now to urgently save jobs and ensure a return for the public. No, let it go down. Let it go down, let it adjust. There'll be other jobs created because of this. Qantas will cut these people and other businesses. They can move to other businesses that are providing these services. There's other opportunities. Maybe these other businesses aren't union shops. Maybe that's the real reason what we're seeing here. What do you think? Qantas has received $267 million through the JobKeeper program so far, and $248 million through other government financial assistance packages. So what do you all think, everyone? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Are you a fan of Qantas and Jetstar? Are you a shareholder in them? Or do you work for them? What are your plans? As always, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. If you want to support the channel, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.